Welcome all. Sorry for the problem with the sound in the video. I will redo it and repost the video later today. I came back from sea yesterday night, so I wasn't finished with the video before I did go to sea, so I missed that I haven't balanced the sound.
So we have got to bring the conversation from outer space, which doesn't exist, back down to Earth.
Wait, sorry, that was a topic for later on. This was the first video in a new series about MLM and that type of scams. I will also do some videos about wellness companies like the one I talked about in the video, the hoax that before called EST. But I will make more on MLM too, and on those Fule tablets, because as everybody understand, it's a scam, both the business model and the tablets. You yes, it's very nice when you do the sound twice. Before I go on, I want to do the ordinary thank you. When I made preparations for this live, I put up one number when it regarding the collections to Ukraine, but I haven't looked at my PayPal. So before this stream, I paid more money to Ukraine, and now we together I paid, thanks to donations, 300 euros more. So now we passed 8,000 euros. It's quite incredible. So I'm on my third town with this. Donate 10 and I donate 20. So if you're donating, I will still make the double of payment that you have done. I got questions about super chats and so on. Remember that YouTube takes 30% of that. Okay, once again, big thank you to all of you. And as I mentioned, donations, memberships, ad revenues, everything goes to Ukraine. Okay, back to the topic. As I mentioned, I will make more about those scammers, but I will not leave flat earth. I see a similarity between MLM scams and flat earthers. And when I found Paul on the plane started with MLM scams, I think it's quite obvious that who will be surprised that flat earthers goes into that stupid things. But I have had a look on some flurfs, and I did find this one. Not that one. That one was the Fule from the tablets, the tabs. This is from Dirt's channel. Yes, you. And fart is speed, both in Swedish and Norwegian. Okay, I looked at two of Dirt's latest videos, and I think Dirt is a typical disgusting flat earther. This is the first of the two videos I looked at. It's a short one, and look who he is promoting. She's a leader in our fight for our medical rights and freedom. Save thousands of people. But this part is surprising for me. I didn't know it.
Yes, so we have got to bring the conversation from outer space, which doesn't exist, back down to Earth, immovable and stationary, and bring it back down to Earth and have the conversations here from outer space, which doesn't exist, back down to Earth, immovable and stationary.
Oh dear. He's promoting that awful creature. And yours is trying to learn Swedish and Norwegian. Come visit me and I will learn you both languages, you. So, this woman is not a person that I are interested in cover. Others have covered her, but it's a nutcase, and her bullshit Dirt promotes. And the next one is about the Flurf's favorite topic, or I meant new favorite topic. Until now it have been sextants, but many of them moves on. So this is from a video from Dirt, but we have a guest star in this video.
But this tosh is just computer-generated imagery, CGI, to get people, again, to go along with the fantasy.
It's such a lazy response now, isn't it? CGI here, CGI there, without any proof to show how you think it's computer-generated.
So, Dirt have level Earth observer as some kind of expert. Can it be any worse than that? Let's move on in his video. And a lot of stars. Quite boring. Let's move on. I move forward, and it's still a lot of nonsense. But in the end, we have, I don't know who this is, and I frankly don't care. But here we have the part I wanted to show. Soon we have the part I wanted to show. Where is it? NASA, not the space agency.
CGI here, CGI there, without any proof to show how you think it's computer generated.
So you'll want to go to nasa.gov/webfirstimages. You'll want to download the 28 megabyte photo. Then you'll want to open it up in software that lets you see the metadata. This is similar to how the GPS location is stored to the photos on your phone. Now, the important thing is that you'll be able to see that it was created in Adobe Photoshop. But the best part is you'll be able to see that the graphic designer started on July 3rd and he finished making this fake photo on July 7th.
The only thing this person proves here is that he don't understand how the telescope takes these images. It don't take complete ready images to view. And Dirt don't understand that important part either.
So it only took him 5 days to create this fake photo. And that makes sense. You can go on YouTube and watch tutorials on how to make these photos. It's actually very simple. Now, if you want to fact check this, you'll want to copy the URL, paste it into some third-party photo forensic software, and let's just wait for it to load. And the reason I'm doing this is because I care about you guys. I'm not sure if it's just like a mental health issue or if it's actually like a spell casted over you. But the same people who believe these photos are real are also the same people who believe in COVID, who believe in climate change, who believe in vaccines, who believe in Ukraine.
There we have it. Vaccines, Ukraine. Oh dear. Denying the disaster with the COVID, denying the disasters that is going on in Ukraine.
And it's a disservice to the world. You're actually part of the problem. Okay, so once it loads, you'll want to go to metadata. Now scroll down and you'll be able to see the exact same thing that I showed you before. Made in Adobe Photoshop 2022. You can see the color profiles, all the editing that's been done, and it's completely fake. So the best argument you can put forward is that this is a composite photo. Someone combined many photos into one, and they're just not showing us the original photos for whatever reason. But what I am able to prove is that this photo did not come from the James Webb Telescope. None of them did. They all came from Adobe Photoshop.
Of course, he's completely wrong. It's no problem to download the data from Space Webb Telescope. But it's not color images, but this is free for everyone to download. But to make this kind of images that you see, you have to combine different source material. That's no secret. That's Dirt and this Fule don't understand it. It's only prove their own stupidity, not that it's fake. And this rubbish about that the image is made not in the telescope, it's from Photoshop. Photoshop needs source material, and he's quite correct. It's a composite, it's a combination of different sources. So what's he's going on with, I don't really understand, because that's have nothing to do with reality. It's only his fantasies.
So the question is, why are they not showing us the raw, unedited, original photos from?
If you're looking for them, you will find them for free on internet, but he's obviously too stupid to understand it.
From the James Webb Telescope. It's fine if you want to combine all the photos to make one fancy looking one, that's cool, but then don't pretend it actually came from the James Webb Telescope.
It came from the telescope, and you have no proofs for that it's another source for this.
And that's the issue. If you go read up on how these photos work, they'll tell you this is directly from the telescope, but they're all fake.
Oh dear. He needs to look into how the telescope works. This is so damn stupid. Steve, yeah. Yeah, you it's depend on what instrument on the telescope that are used, but it's a kind of stacking, you can say, and it's not in color in the original material, but I think this is a quite good example of the lack of knowledge and the lack of interest in the FLIRF world to learn anything. How can anyone use a crane driver, crane operator from UK at some kind of source for scientific things? The man who only can say CGI, but never proves anything. And another fool that found a tool online that shows metadata from images and think he proves that the telescope is fake. It's so damn stupid. It's mind-blowing that people can be so damn stupid. Perhaps they are from another planet. No, George, I don't expect that Dirt understand anything regarding science of things work and so on. But he loves to spread rubbish from other channels about things he don't understand anything about. At the moment, I'm working on proofs that those fuel tablets don't work, and I think these two fuel tablets, it's quite interesting because they think that you can put a small tablet in the tank of your car and increase power of the motor. You get more energy out of it with putting a small tablet in. Then they don't understand basic physics. To gain more energy, you must put in that energy in some way. So in those fools' world, this tablet contains pure energy. Quite interesting, and it's quite similar to FLIRFs, I think. They don't understand basic physics. So that's one of the reason why I'm will make some more videos about those MLMs and so on. And the other thing about it that I will come into in later videos that's similar to Flat Earth, it's that it's a cult. One thing with MLMs is, if you saw my video earlier on, the survey made in US that found that when I looked at 350 MLM companies, 99% of those who worked for the MLM companies did lose money So they paid to sell the products. And how can the companies survive this? First of all, the companies are, many people leave all the time and they recruit new ones. But why aren't there more people talking about that they lost money? That's because an important part in those cults is, first, they isolate people. They want you to not be in contact with friends that are negative. They who tells you that this MLM is a scam and so on. That's one part. Another important part is, if you don't succeed, it's not the company's fault, it's not the product's fault, it's your fault. You didn't do it right. You didn't invest the amount of time needed. You didn't have enough of home parties. You didn't have enough friends to recruit. So the fault is on the one who not succeed. So and the tragic part of this, if you look at MLMs, many people continue invest money. To buy some products is not so costly in many of these MLMs, but people continue invest money in it and get nothing in return. So and this is one of many things that makes it a cult. If you look at Flat Earth, if we compare it with Flat Earth, these cult leaders in Flat Earth, they point at us normal people and try to convince that they are the ones who are a part of this conspiracy. They are agents, they are brainwashed, and so on. And if you talk with the flurfs that left Flartardia and gone back to the globe, they often talk about this, that they loses friends, family don't want to have a connection with them, and so on. It's the same pattern in cults like MLM as in Flat Earth. Yes, I know that you can increase horsepowers, but it's these small tabs can't contain that. And another thing with those tablets, the strange thing is, why isn't those tablets sold normal stores, at petrol stations? And if they have a method to making the engines more effective. At the moment, the car industry is changing from petrol engines to electrical engines to hybrids and so on. So why haven't they used this type of techniques? Those huge companies, it's not a new thing that you have more regulations around motors. They must burn fuel effectively and so on. If you look at for instance, the rules in US and Europe for how effective they must be, there are no room in a modern, they are so effective. So these numbers they're talking about, it's not possible to gain, to make them more effective, to burn fuel more effective. A modern motor is using most of the fuel. Yes, rockets on the roof of the car. That sounds like a good one. But I've been I'm talked about this earlier on. It's I have a hard time finding material regarding Fertardia, because I think the flat earth scene is more and more, it's smaller and smaller, and when I was out working the last week, I for once did have internet access. I normally don't have it, but this working week I did have most of the time. So I looked a lot at BitChute and the other platforms where flurfs are, because they think that they are censored at YouTube. But if you look at those flurfs channels on the other platforms, the difference between their YouTube channels and their channels on the other platforms is not regarding flat earth. It's the difference is other topics that is banned on YouTube, anti-vax and so on. So that's the difference. That's where they think they are censored. Yeah, I read about it. Wasn't it some experiment that didn't work? I haven't seen it myself. I was on a bit of Mr. Sensible's live from last night, and so okay, rockets on their neighbor's car. Yeah, great one. I will on the night tomorrow night I will go out at sea again, and will be away for 2 weeks this time. But I will continue working on some videos, so I will publish some videos the upcoming weeks, but I will not be able to have any lives. Maybe I can get home for some days in the middle of the period, but I'm not sure at the moment. Putin makes my work schedule being quite different. So I'm not sure when I'll be home and not. Okay, I'm not planning to make so as long live this time. I will remake the video, change the sound, so I will take down the original video when the edited one is ready. So it will be a new post this afternoon, but it will be the same video without the sound problems. Thank you for attending my live and my premiere, and I appreciate all of you for supporting the channel, and most important, supporting Ukraine. And so I will end the stream there, and big thank you. And if you have any content that you want me to cover, can be MLMs or flurfs, send me a message. Okadok. Have a nice day all. Love you all. Bye.